Alright guys, welcome back to Let's Play Shadow Empire with me, Qualification. This is now part 8, and we're starting round 20 here with good news. We killed 100 infantry. We have 3 decisions and 60 reports. Let's go ahead and see what we're getting into here. Still in the time of calm. We have discovered hydroponics. Okay. That could be useful for us. We've also discovered radiation filters. Not really that important for us right now. As you can see, it's applied to vehicles and the actual environment suits that your troops wear. But we don't have significant radiation to worry about, at least not near us. Got a prospecting push card and a zoo project. I am interested to see what the zoo project does. Let's go ahead and take a look at that as well. But let's take a look at the history first, so we'll just go to next battle. So the dogs here attacked and took 100 losses. They're down to about 1,100 we expect. Anything else of note happen? So these guys are closing on the capital. That's not good. We need to do something about that. They've taken Oasis. Okay. Yeah, so the danger level in the capital is probably up right now as well. Supply-wise, we're consuming 244 units of food a turn. If we look at the asset here that we're building, the outside dome farm, 100 metal, okay, and then 50 industrial, we got that. 1 machine, we got that. So this will be done next turn, and they'll start producing in 2 turns. What we might do now is actually raise a formation here. Just another infantry formation, and have it control this segment. Let's take a look at what we could... Actually, we have decisions. Let's do these first. Militia requires our attention. For 9 political power, we can gain militia here. A conflict occurred at militia headquarters, their leaders disagreeing over their objectives. If you could find the time to look into their arguments and pay them a visit, it would help sort out the issues. So, I mean, this is a no-brainer for me. If we look at our profiles, 56, so we could boost that up, and a bunch of people like it. So, all it costs us is political power. We're going to say yes. That's good. A bunch of people liked it. Motion that our private assets reach at least 10 levels by round 31. We currently have 9, apparently. So this is totally feasible, I think. This is almost guaranteed to happen. So I'm going to accept that. Trader Front will be pleased. Military Research Council, we're going to keep on rocketry, just because we don't need radiation filters. So that's our decisions for the turn. Let's take a look at our reports as well. Slightly like negative cash flow. Low morale, but we're not losing, we don't have food shortages going on, so that's good. Didn't get our replacements out, but that's probably due to the, so we have high unrest and high danger in the capital right now. What's our happiness rating actually in Gap Mount? 64, so we are losing quite a bit of happiness in the capital. We are gonna have to, move to... Well, or we raise the formation here. I think we raise the formation here. We do need to keep Warm Pool from getting capped as well. One thing we can do is just pull back here. Have one of our units move here. Have this guy move into the capital itself. Okay, so that gives us zone of control here. We know there's not a unit there at least. And just move this militia here. We just want to make sure we defend the capital. Down by Exeter, what kind of odds do we have on attacks right now if we were to commit? So what do we have in terms of artillery? They have 100% entrenchment. They have a ton of units here. All of it's just infantry though. So with artillery, we would be able to hit them for free basically. But if we were to drag everybody into this, 20 to 1 odds, 26 to 1. See, these odds I don't believe. They're over accounting for the power of our walkers, basically. I mean, the walkers are very powerful, but they're very small size units as well. So in this grand scheme of this attack, I don't think it's actually that very likely that we would win that battle. We're going to need a lot more manpower down there, basically. We don't actually need to defend this site anymore, because the farm that we built here, the agriculture level 2, just isn't something that matters. do we want to raise a formation here? If we look at it, so we want an organizational HQ, only have 89% because it requires more metal than what we have. If we wanted to just get light infantry or machine guns, either way is actually the same cost almost. This is slightly more now. I think the machine guns are weaker than the current iteration of our privates 2, which have the automatic rifle. Our militia are still using the very basic stuff, though. We may have to just go in and attack these dogs. Attack from every direction except for the HQ for the brigade. That would give us 11 to 1 odds. I think that's relatively believable. Don't have a ton of recon, but we also basically have been fighting this unit for several turns. I think it's feasible that we win this. If we destroy it, we can start refocusing. So I'm going to attack. Hopefully we win this. Let's zoom out. So we lost a unit there. We killed one of them. Lost 2. If we get all of them to retreat, that's also a victory for us because they're encircled. And does not look like it. No, this unit held. Very unfortunate. So we got most of them to retreat. It was just this one 100 man part of the battalion. And these guys actually broke through. So they were killed. Or they killed some of our guys. We only lost the privates 1 though for that. So it's not a huge deal. We'll just replenish our troops. Go for privates 2. We need, how many did we need again? Just 200. Okay. So we'll just produce that really quick. Yeah, we are getting danger increases because this stuff has been taken. Oasis is also something we don't want to lose. We'll keep these guys encircled though. Alright, how about strat cards? Let's take a look at that zoo card. I don't know if I went over this last time or not. Field training. Alright, zones. So, ooh, we have a private investment card. Let's go ahead and play that in the capital. And we have a 90 plus, so 164, 3,100 credits into the private economy. Bringing our private economy up to... Oops, clicked off it there for a second. 4,500 credits. Which, yeah, they're definitely able to build a lot of stuff. They're building a waste dump currently, which I think is a health quality of life thing. If we look at our civilization here, we have security and we have education. And now we're starting to raise out of the 0 level barbaric. We also have entertainment. So yeah, our city's becoming more developed. That's good. And what does this do if we look at it here? It gives health quality of life, yeah. So the private economy is building stuff. They're going to just keep doing that. Hopefully they can get this upgraded. That would be very nice. I mean, look at that, 50 industrial points that we would have instead of just the 20. The 20 is nice, though. I mean, it's always nice to have. So we aren't going to raise a formation. We're not going to build anything. Strategically, if we wanted to attack down here, we would just use artillery. So let's actually go ahead and switch to range. We're just going to do an artillery bombardment on the units that are in the city here. Try to lower their readiness. Not a huge high chance that we're going to hit anything because our recon's not that great. And our artillery is also just not that great. And we don't have that much of it. So I don't think we got any hits. If we look at it here, and no hits. So we did gain a little bit of XP and we spent ammo, and that's all that accomplished really. Which is fine. It's not a big deal. We're just trying to encircle Exeter so that when we take it, we will be able to have total domination over this zone and get rid of all their units they have. If we look up the north part of the map, doesn't look like these guys are mobilizing to attack us at least, so that's good. We have a lot of money right now. Oh, right, that's because we played the 1,000 credits card last time. Do we want to spend it on anything? We still have food income that I'm satisfied with. We do need a little bit of metal. Let's just check the trade rate for metal right now. If we want to buy it, it's 2.42, which is really, really expensive. What if we wanted to sell anything? So metal is obviously very valuable. Rare earths, we could sell some of that. We do have a lot right now stockpiled. Maybe we just sell off like 30. Then we can use that 167 credits worth of metal. So that'll be about 70 metal, so we'll buy that. And that should alleviate the construction issues if any were to crop up. And next turn we should be able to start raising a new formation. I don't know that we were going to necessarily do that. We'll see. It's just the wildlife on this planet is very, very strong. As we become more teched up, it'll be less of a threat, but for now it's like way more dangerous than the actual military units that we're encountering. Is there anything else we need to do this turn? No, don't want to look at that. Let's check our reports again. No urgent issues we need to take care of. Our Empire dashboard. Our support's going down. That's because of the danger level and everything. Researching heavy industry. Have 0 BPs for discovery right now. I think this is maybe a bug. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Because it says here there's 39 BPs. Or maybe they just discovered something. That's possible. I don't remember looking to see if they had. That might be what happened. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else we need to do this turn, so let's go ahead and just end it and move to the next one. It's a fairly short and simple turn here. Strategically, right now, what we're trying to do with the campaign is take out Exeter and start to push to the southeast. And other than that, we're just trying to build up our economy. If we can get like stable food supply going, then we'll really be sitting pretty, because we'll be able to essentially change out our entire army for upgraded variants of itself and start building more regiments. And at that point, we could actually like expand in 2 directions at once. Right now, we only have the 1 infantry brigade. I mean, we probably could afford a second one. It's just, I don't really see a super important need for it right now. We expand. We're really looking at confronting more threats, which we don't necessarily have the tools to beat. So for now, we don't necessarily want to do that. And what's going on for this turn? We killed 200 infantry, lost nobody. 3 decisions and 60 reports. Private asset is at 10 levels. That's good. And we have discovered VidCom broadcasting. I think this is an entertainment building. Okay. We've discovered artillery. Excellent. So now we can start to develop artillery. And we got another private investment. Such a good card. Such a crazy good card to have. Might actually hold on to that for when we take Exeter, so that we have a tool to break cities with. Here they have the light industry though, and parks, so that's pretty nice to already have those things. All right, let's take a look at the history. Check the battle. So it was these guys attacking up here. They were just rifle militia, and they were defeated pretty handily. And then these guys moved closer to us. They're probably in Biofir. Which we will move to kind of secure that line. Let's have this militia that's in the capital move up. And these guys move over. Okay, so we know the enemy's possibly in Oasis. Seems like a reasonable percentage chance that they're in there. We have no recon up here. What about... we don't have the metals for it, do we? So we finished constructing the Agrodome 1. That will produce for us 200 food, which is enough to take care of our food demand presently. Provided we don't have to fully stock an entire army from like 0 to their full... like that's why we were at 200 and whatever last turn, because they had to build up their stocks. But per turn, we only need to supply that much for this unit, for instance, you see, rather than 12 and then the 21 ammo and everything. I don't want to... So this road is cut off. That's actually dangerous for us. Do we have a second unit we could spare? Maybe we just run it up here. then run back down. I just want to keep this road clear so that we can keep supplies going through here so that these guys remain in supply. They'll be able to just skirt around the road. I mean, if we look at the used POS map mode, you can see what they actually did was it came down here, and then this was the dump, and then the yellow is a partial, the blue is like very limited, so substandard what they want. So these guys I think are in blue, but they don't require anything, they just require food. These guys need ammo over here. But overall, we're getting most of the supplies we need. We just need to hold on to this road. Let's take a look at erasing another buggy formation, what that would cost us. Just an independent recon buggy, we could do it. 75 metal, 100 industrial. Let's do it. I think it's going to be worth it. And why can't we erase it? We need to be able to raise 50%. What's the problem here? Raise, independent, recon. We don't have the items, which is to say ammo. We don't have enough ammo to build this unit. So let's go to the workshop. We're going to put in for... Well, let's make like 300 ammo. That's 30 metal and IP. There we go. That's plenty for our stocks. Now let's raise the formation. And this is just with our crossbillies. We'll be able to use this next turn. Hopefully that can help us on this front with this unit here. Actually move him back just to that spot. And, against these dogs, I mean, we need to beat them, but we're not really in a shape to do so. Let's actually move him here. And we know that there's a unit in Oasis, essentially. So let's just try to rotate a little bit to... We'll leave the back... What is Zordig? What is this? Have I always had this? An oil well under construction. A private oil well is being constructed here. Fascinating. I didn't even know that the private economy built those. Yeah, we'll defend it, I guess. It may not have road access next turn. They also built a road out here, I think. I don't think I did that. Interesting stuff. But yeah, the dog, if it's either going to attack us or it's going to like move here. If it moves there, it'll cut off the road access for that tile for a turn, but it's not a huge deal because we can still get supply through there. Similarly, this guy, he could move here, he could move up, he could attack us and he'll probably lose that battle, or he can move into that mountain tile. Any way he goes isn't a huge problem for us. Alright, and do we need anything else this turn? I don't think so. Decisions. Just resetting our priorities. We don't care to change this. That's fine. No changes for the Supreme Command. For military research, 50-50, that's fine. For our model design, we want to start developing artillery. And so now we have to start looking at some of the interesting choices as far as artillery goes. As you can see here, the 25mm howitzer gun, that's our smallest gun. And then our largest is the 240mm howitzer gun, and they differ by 5 times in terms of the power. But the resource cost on them is different. The weight cost is different, and weight will determine stuff like unit movement and supply upkeep. And then they obviously cost more resources to build. I kind of feel like something like the 88 or the 105 is where we want to be, sort of in the middle of the road. I like 500 firepower. But actually, if we're looking at something that's a multiple of 25, then the 105 is kind of where we want to be. Be 5 times the weight, a little bit less than 5 times the ammo, so the efficiency is a little bit better. And then it costs about 3, well, like 2.3 as much, I think, as the 25mm. Let's go for the 105mm, and then we can give them armor if we want. It's a very, like, the cost of, so if we go back here and just show this again. For the gun itself, 42 metal, 28 IP, right? So then to give it padded enviro suits, it would only be 2 metal and 3 IP. So it's basically nothing, so we'll take the armor. And this kind of artillery is just like the towed, well, not even towed, it's like the pulled by horses or by human power kind of artillery, not the motorized kind. There is in the model tree a mechanized version of artillery, which has a, you know, self-propelling power to it. So that's all good. Do we need to do anything else here? I don't think so. Just take a look at the reports real quick. Urgent issues. We do have negative cash flow still. Let's actually take a look at our cash flow map. What are we losing money to? Or rather, we're not gaining money. It's because we are paying a lot of workers in recruitment bonuses. No, that's for soldiers. That's a static value. Yeah, it's basically just our main expense is paying worker salaries, which I think is from the new farm. From here, because we have, well, I don't think, what's the actual normal upkeep? 500 workers. So we have to use 5,500 to build it. So that's why that was like that. Now we will want to upgrade this. What would that cost us? And that requires... No, actually it costs 500 workers, or 5,000 workers per turn. Also 10 power and 200 water. What's our water production actually look like? If we go to items, we can see that water, 5,000 a turn. So, yeah, water is not a problem for us. I wonder, is there civilian asset on this? No. Might be one in the city itself here. No. Maybe it's just an ambient thing owing to our planet being habitable, that we can just collect like rainwater as part of our water supply. That might be it. Take a look at danger. Danger's dropping now, that's good. Fear's almost gone. Unrest is significantly down. Having militia or any unit garrisoned in the city does help to reduce that. Down here, I don't think we're going to order an attack, simply because we don't really have the resources to do so. So we're just going to leave everyone in place for a turn. And we could play a strat card. Casino is nice to have. Oh, here we go. This is what I was wondering about. So commercial project. This does extra level of commercial area asset. That's pretty cool. I don't know what commercial area asset is. That might just mean a private economy building. The zoo project, extra level of zoo. Wow, this is for 5 political points. I mean, that's ludicrous. Hold on, let's execute these. So we have now got a zoo in Gap Mount, and we'll do it again. Now we have a level 2 zoo in Gap Mount. And we have the commercial project, commercial area asset. So this is something, I don't know what it is. Let's take a look at our assets. So the zoo is providing entertainment, I'm sure. Quality of life points, yeah. It doesn't say they produce anything, but I'm almost positive it would produce entertainment. And the commercial area, it produces quality of life points. I don't know what kind that would produce. I guess we'll find out on the next turn when it ticks over. Nothing else we need to do over here. I don't really like this border up here because they are close to our automated factory. I'd hate to lose that. That's a good source of industrial points. Other than that, though, let's go ahead and end the turn, move on to the next one. So we're kind of blitzing through these turns. Not a whole lot to do for us right now, honestly. We're just we're in the middle of getting our food production established so that we can stabilize our military fronts. So that's the main thing we're dealing with right now. If I'd noticed the actual food costs and our lack of food production earlier, I would have already addressed this, but I just didn't pick up on it until now. Could nationalize the dome farm as well. That would solve our food problem, basically. I might do that this turn. It will require that we pay more workers, so that's going to create a bigger deficit per turn, but we'll see. I'm definitely a fan of all these economic stratagems that we're getting. I mean, you can see the power of private investment, but that zoo card and the commercial area asset, I mean, those are just free. That's hundreds of private economy credits worth of stuff for like 5 to 8 political points or something like that. Okay, so what have we got here? We killed 500, lost nobody. 1 decision, 61 reports. This is the last turn of the time of calm. We have discovered the RPG, so that helps with creating anti-tank infantry if we needed to do that. We are now at civilization level 2. We have gained Fate Stratagem Pack, which has, scientific outposts. These are fun. We have another doctor selling pills one, so we get more unrest. Another AI walker unit. Eager industrialist. This is another good private economy card. We have gained a Medal of Merit and a Plea of Friendship, and that's all there is there. Let's take a look at the history. Step it forward here. Just want to check to see if we're... Okay, so over here on the left, they moved into the road, and they cut us off. That's bad. Okay. They're encroaching there. Now, on this front, they're moving down. The dogs attacked us and lost 100. And then the rifle militia attacked us, lost 400. Okay, so we have several strategic problems this turn to deal with. One of them is very pressing, which is that these guys are all out of supply right now. Let's have the recon buggy... Oh, okay, that's not good. He blundered into the enemy unit here. So we know that's where they are. We need to secure supply line for them, which I don't know if we have the... We might have movement with the walker, one of these walkers. No. Okay, that's not good. So we're going to be out of supply for another turn. Now, I think these guys have enough on them to survive, mostly. Okay, they're out of food. That's not good. All right, there we go. We have a line breakthrough right here. We are going to have to pull up, though, for that. Unfortunately, it's this thing here that moved forward, this small little unit that moved forward that made me have to shift units to the capital. That's kind of creating this problem for us. So if we want to just attack with these 2 units, 8-to-1 odds, I believe those more or less. So let's just do that. We have Technomage. Oh, wow. Wow, they just slaughtered us in this battle. And because of their entrenchment, they were totally entrenched. That was a horrific defeat for our militia. Or, well, those were real infantry, I think. Let's go ahead and get those troops replenished. 500 privates 2. And we need 100 machine guns. Yeah, they were defending mountains here. I just thought that there were a lot less of them. I was using the intel that our buggy gave us, which was obviously inaccurate. Let's move like this to try to put more pressure on that unit. I don't really care about the dog as much. Here we can see this private oil wells can finish construction, but don't really care about it. We are probably going to lose this for a turn or 2. Now, this is important to keep this open. Do we have any unit that can plug that? No. Okay, well then our supply is going to have to flow along here. And we now have a very large surplus of metal and so forth. What if we were to construct industry? I say that weird, industry. No, I mean industry. We could get bureaucratic offices 2. Truck station level 2. Yeah, I mean, the problem for us is we don't have... we just don't have a stable line here. probably moved forward too far. I mean, ultimately it was getting stabbed over here by these guys that caused that to happen, but we have just got a lot of strategic disarray, so maybe we just raise a new organizational unit here. Another MG infantry. I think we do it. I think we go for it. 4,500 privates 2. Yep. Cost us a bunch of stuff. Let's raise it. Okay. So we have a new formation. We are going to need a new commander. So let's go to our... Oh, we do have decisions as well. New organization. So at this point, we do want the staff council. This is going to be how we create new, like what we just went on the race formation here. This is how we create new organized brigades and armies and corps and things. The Interior Council will give us better leaders. Secret Service, I'm not sure about. Applied Science, as you saw in the tech tree, unlocks very specific techs. And Foreign Affairs is for diplomacy. We're going to go for the Staff Council. Alright, so we are going to need a couple of new leaders this turn. We don't actually have any recruit juniors. Eager Industrialist gives us private light industry. Scientific Outpost says it creates a hex perk. What it really means is it puts, like, in one of the hexes in this zone, we'll get something that's similar to this, but it'll produce bonus bureaucratic points. Okay. We have a lot of good cards here. Might actually use the docile AI. I think we're gonna play that just because we need the firepower, which it'll be in the cap. Or will it? Where's the docile AI at? There it is. We have a bunch of walkers down there. We could stack them all together now as well. Is one thing we could do. Let's move him here though for the firepower. Yeah, and we'll just leave that situation as it is. Next turn we'll try to make an assault here. Lost a bunch of troops in this unit. Jeez, this is a poor situation for us. Now that we have a new brigade though, that'll help out a lot. But we don't have any recruit juniors. We have the Shadow Diplomat. We have the Personal Guard. And that's it. We don't have any here. We have extra political points. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to just hope that we get a recruit junior or like a political party officer offers someone to us. These guys are going to start losing men, though. Most of it's militia, at least. So it's not huge for us. It's definitely a problem, though. As soon as these guys are free, we can move them down and start dealing with this. But until then, it's going to be rough. Alright, let's check our reports. Do we have anything we need to worry about? Bad supply, we know about that. Missing a commander. Oh, that's the second MG infantry, the one that we just made. It's already giving us a report on that. Low morale because they failed that attack. And we have high unrest and high danger here. Okay, well, then in that case, I think we'll end the video there. Next time when we pick up, we will be... Hopefully we'll extricate these guys from this bad situation. And it's really unfortunate he's blocking the road here, because that's cutting off our whole supply line to the southern part of the country. As you can see here, the trucks never even went this road because this was blocked off, so all the people that needed supply were totally out of reach for them. But yeah, next time we will try to encircle this guy, put some hurt on him, use this new infantry wing to go south and reinforce, settle this line in a more rational way, and then hopefully start mopping up this situation a little bit. So I'll see you guys in the next one.